Unit 3, page 20. Listening. Exercise 1. 1.
Happy birthday, Karen.
Thanks, Joy.
You don't sound too happy. Did Ben forget your birthday again?
No, he didn't. He forgot our wedding anniversary, but he's never forgotten my birthday.
So what's the problem?
Well, he bought me this really expensive present. It's a diamond ring.
Wow! What's the problem with that? Don't you like it?
It's beautiful, but it must have cost a fortune. And we had an agreement. You see, we're saving up to buy a new car. So we agreed not to spend much money on presents this year.
I see.
So when it was Ben's birthday last month, I just bought him a T-shirt. And now he's bought me £1,000 ring. How are we ever going to afford that car we need?
2.
Some of the most interesting interviews that I did were in the first few chapters, interviews with jazz musicians, especially the ones who were alive during the golden era of jazz, the 1940s. They had some amazing stories to tell about their life on the road, the characters they met, the music they were playing. I sometimes wished I'd been making a film because the soundtrack would have been fantastic. But I think somehow the stories work better in print and hopefully will come alive in the mind of the reader. I've used the musicians' actual words as much as possible, but also added some research of my own to fill in the background details.
3.
Stars of the film and music worlds gathered today in a small town in North Wales for one of the most eagerly anticipated events of the year. The population doubled overnight because of all the guests, reporters from magazines and TV stations all around the world. A temporary media centre has been constructed, of the kind you normally only see at major sporting competitions. For most local people, the event completely overshadowed the local elections, which also took place today. And what is the event? After being an item for nearly 5 years, Yasmin Clarkson and Kirk Moon have finally decided to become husband and wife. And Yasmin insisted that they return to the town of her birth for this special occasion.
4.
Let's go to Hampers.
On the high street?
Yes, that's right. Have you eaten there before?
Yes, I have. I had lunch there on Saturday, in fact.
Oh, did you like it?
Yes, I did. I mean, it isn't the greatest food in the world, is it?
No, it isn't. But it isn't bad, and at least you don't have to wait long for it. The waiters are really fast and efficient.
Are they? They weren't on Saturday. Maybe because it was so busy. We had to wait about 20 minutes for our main course. But when it came, I was happy. Half a chicken, 2 baked potatoes, beans, carrots. What a feast. And I was starving hungry because I'd been playing football that morning.
Yes, it's a good place to go if you're feeling really hungry. And the prices aren't too bad.
No, they're not. I mean, it isn't cheap, but you get really good portions.
5.
I first started performing when I was 16 years old. They were small places, restaurants mainly, or clubs, rather than real music venues. The audience weren't really there for the music, and that was a strange experience for me, because even though I was quite a shy girl in every other way, as soon as I was on stage singing, I wanted everybody to pay attention. So I really didn't like the fact that everybody carried on their conversations while I was singing. I mean, of course, rationally, I understood why it was happening, but I couldn't help the fact that it made me angry. I wanted to shout at them, "Stop talking! Listen! I'm brilliant! Why can't you understand that?" I was only 16.
6.
I don't get on badly with my family. I mean, we argue from time to time. All families do, don't they? I have the most disagreements with my dad over silly things like not locking the garage door. He gets quite annoyed with me, but not for long. We usually end up laughing about it later. That's the thing about our family. We like a good laugh. My mum and I often share a joke. My sister wants to be a comedy actress, in fact, but I don't think she's got much chance. She's got a good face for comedy, but I don't think she's great at acting.
7.
Do you know why you're here?
Yes, I do.
Good. So you won't mind telling me where you were going when you were spotted last night at around 10 o'clock?
I was going to meet some friends outside the park.
Which park?
The one on Western Lane.
Ah, yes. The one that suffered all that criminal damage last week.
I suppose you think I did that too.
I wasn't implying anything of the kind. So, why were you meeting your friends?
They wanted to see my new mobile phone that I'd got from town that day. And before you ask, I did pay for it. I've even got the receipt. Would you like to see it?
I'm not interested in mobiles, Brian. I'm interested in jewellery. The jewellery and other personal possessions that were stolen from 34 Western Lane.
It wasn't me.
8.
I started working in a laboratory straight from university when I was about 21, and I'm still at the same place 10 years later. We do research into new treatments for tropical diseases. I really love it. There's a great team spirit, and I get on really well with all my colleagues. They're all intelligent, interesting people. The work itself is difficult, but that's part of the attraction, knowing that I'm using my brain. I'd hate to do a job where I felt bored or under-challenged. And for me, the most important thing about my work, the aspect which gives me the most satisfaction, is the thought that one day I might help to discover something significant, something that really changes the world and makes people's lives better. The research we're doing here really matters.